Welcome back to It's Showtime, the Craig L. Hayes Show.
All right, we're back. Episode number 4 with Kay, just Kay. And we're going to continue on her journey through entertainment and show business behind the scenes in Las Vegas. Okay, it's your party once again.
Oh boy, I get to talk about me.
Nothing wrong with that.
One of my favorite subjects.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I have much more as far as show talk. I did learn how to run teleprompter in 1984 because Comdex was coming in, and one of my ex-roommates, Don Peterson, had teleprompter equipment, and he didn't have enough operators. So he asked me because he knew I had impeccable grammar and I knew how to type. And even though I did not tell the boss in Salt Lake City that I knew how to type, no, I don't know how to type. No, I know how to sell. Anyway, so he trained me to be available for Comdex. That turned into Consumer Electronics Show. That's what it eventually ended up transforming into. And I liked it. High stress, especially when I first started. Because it was DOS system. It wasn't, point and click. It was typing stuff in and being able to know what the Control F2 does and Alt F6 does. Yeah, and
No, thank you.
it was not easy, but I wrote myself a cheat sheet, and I had 2 fabulous mentors. One was Don Peterson, who owned and knew how to operate, but didn't want to. He was working for Encore at the time. And Deborah Bone, who was my right hand, left hand, best hand. I could call her up and okay, I don't know how to do this. I forgot. And she would help me through. And whenever either of us had was offered a show where they needed 2 prompter operators, which is pretty rare, but one for a rehearsal room, one for the showroom or the stage. She and I would, if I got offered that, I'd refer her. If she got offered that, she'd refer me. We ended up doing, I think the first one we hooked up on together was Stampin' Up, which was a network marketing, scrapbooking supplies and instruction. And it was huge. I take that back. We started out at the Flamingo in one of their little tiny conference rooms. The next year, it went to a bigger conference room. The year after that, it was the North Hall of the Convention Center.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, so many of the service wives were consultants, and network marketing, you get more consultants, you get more people, you get more money.
Yeah.
So, I did quite a few network marketing different situations, and none of them really attracted me until passion parties. I became a passion parties consultant.
What's
And
Passion Party?
passion parties, well, there's a couple rude names for those kind of parties, but at home, at home parties for lotions, and what passion parties used to say is lotions, potions, and things that go buzz in the night.
Oh, okay. So sex toy parties.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
We can say that on this. It's fine.
Oh yeah, it is a podcast.
I'm in showbiz all my life. It's you're not going to shock me. So
No, I really wasn't worried about you.
no,
I'm worried that my children will hear that. No, actually, they knew. My children knew about passion parties. And my biggest challenge with that, I enjoyed doing the parties. I enjoyed, because, it's not a sexual party. It's a merchandise party. and you have a big catalog of all sorts of different things, massage oils and sex toys.
Yeah.
Anyway, the biggest challenge with anything like that is making a schedule. People that you book parties with need to know when you're going to have a party. And when you're a stagehand, you don't know.
Yeah.
If I get a convention, there's been convention days that I have been at the hotel for 36 hours. And so you schedule a party, well, sure as shit, you're going to get a show. And the show wins,
Oh, every time.
obviously,
Yeah.
because that's your obligation. I want to cover the jurisdiction. I want to get the job again next year. So, you just don't blow off a show. No. You work hard and enjoy what you can, but that was my biggest problem with doing network marketing was I was flying solo because my upline was one of the top earners one of the years that I did the convention. And the top earners come in and they do speeches. So they're on teleprompter. So that's how I met my upline when I decided to
Gotcha.
do it. And she lives in Minnesota.
Oh, well, there we go.
So we couldn't do in person anything, and I just looked into the Passion Party show because the one time they were here in Las Vegas and Joe Morris was there, was, company's gone. But Joe Morris was the producer, and he had heard about me and blah, blah, blah. We got hooked up.
Nice.
Anyway, so that was my transition out of working shows.
So basically, you now, obviously most of this stuff is for conventions and stuff, doing teleprompter.
Sales conventions.
But you did do Lionel Richie,
Yes.
which probably didn't sound like it helped him a whole lot.
I know.
He decided to go off on his own tangent and go do his own thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, my star list. Did I even write down my star list? No.
you can name a few of the stars you've worked with. That's awesome.
My top favorite, all-time, wonderful, love this man, Billy Crystal.
How about that?
Billy Crystal. Just before.
As what, a stagehand or as a
No.
teleprompter?
Teleprompter.
Teleprompter, okay.
Let me tell you the story.
Give it to me.
He was tagged to do the Oscars as the host, and he hadn't done stand-up in like 3 or 4 years because he was doing City Slickers and 61, and he did a series of movies that he hadn't done stand-up. He completely shut that down. So he wanted to work on getting his chops back and refreshing his memory. What a memory. Oh my God. This man had an archive in his brain, and his musical director was with him, and they were both, oh yeah, I remember that one. How did that go? Okay, I went to blah, blah, blah. But he walked in to the Aladdin Performing Arts. That's where the show was. It was a sales appreciation for Nine West shoes. So it was, for their salespeople, and he was the only star. He was it. So he walked in with the account executive, and I'm pretty sure it was from Encore, but they walked to Downstage Center, and they were talking loud enough. I was just off stage, right? And they were talking together, and Billy said something about teleprompter person, teleprompter man, and I shouted from the wings, teleprompter goddess. And he laughed, and they walked on over, and we got introduced, and he did not bring a computer disk of his information that I needed to put in the computer. We sat there for 4 hours, typing in the notes he brought on 10 pages of paper.
Holy cow.
Yeah. and
It's a good thing you actually knew how to type.
yeah, I can't fake that shit. So he and his musical director were sitting behind me, and I was typing away. And every once in a while, something would crack me up. As far as some of the things on the paper were like a title, because he's already got that one in his brain, and then there's a full joke written out, and then a transition, and stuff like that. So every once in a while, something would just set me off, and I would start cracking up. And Billy's comment each time was, "Oh, the goddess likes it." So he was so pleasant and so fun and so appreciative. Did the show. We got everything loaded in. He took off. He went to the dressing room. And he, after the show went well. They were brilliant, of course. After the show, he had a meet and greet. So he left the stage and went all the way upstage to where the dressing rooms were at the Performing Arts. And I was striking my gear. I was putting stuff away, taking the monitors from downstage and putting them in their cases. And from the back of the stage, I hear, "Goddess, goddess, goddess." And here comes Billy walking all the way downstage to thank me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Just awesome. I fell in love with him that night. So that was my Billy Crystal story.
That is awesome. No,
He was
just you get paid. That's your appreciation. But for them to actually say something about it later, that's even that's icing on the cake right there.
Oh yeah. That was above and beyond.
Yep.
That he could have just slipped out the back door. It was right next to his dressing room. But he chose to come and say how much he appreciated my work.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Other one, John Cleese of Monty
Really?
Python.
Really?
He
I'd love to meet him.
Oh my God, he's a whack job, but
Oh,
sweet as hell. He and some of the other Pythons were doing corporate sales, motivational speaking. They started a motivational speaking company. And he had a basic script that was on repeat. But he would customize it to whatever group he was speaking with at the time. So he sat next to me, and we went through and cut and paste and blah, 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 and putting his script together for EMC Squared sales convention. And I guess his technique for remembering names is he right before he left sitting next to me to go up to rehearse, he goes, "Your name is Kay, right?" I said, "Yes." "And your name is John?" I said, "Yes." He went up on stage. He goes, "Kay, Kay, 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 Kay." I'm like, "Yes, John." But yeah, that was his way of remembering my name.
That is so cool.
Yeah, he was very cute.
Yeah, so many of these people are so much fun to be around, and they're, and you can testify to this. A lot of the times, what you're seeing on stage is not who they really are.
Oh yeah.
Like Don Rickles, his caustic, his attack on people and doing this stuff.
Insult.
He's not like that. He's, and who's Andrew Dice Clay? He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Walks out there, I'm in charge. F you people, But backstage before he walks out, man, he's like, just pacing and just trying to psych himself up and nervous and stuff like that. Then I open the curtain, the spotlight hits him. He walks out there and boom, I'm in attitude now.
Yeah, he's in character.
It's so fun to watch these guys, and then a bunch of them are just who they are out there is who they are. Like
Yeah.
Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis on stage, same person. just nicest man. Tony Bennett, same
Yeah.
thing. You know, just really interesting.
Yeah,
What else you got? Who else?
my Tony Bennett story. He didn't use teleprompter, but I was on the show for the 50th anniversary of Caesars, and Tony Bennett was the entertainment, and Donny Osmond was also there. So I knew that one of our cohort stagehands and Donnie were kind of close. Dean Spear was kind of close with Donnie because they worked together at the Flamingo.
Okay.
And Donnie was there. I said, I texted Dean. I said, Donny Osmond's here. And he goes, well, tell him fuck off. Okay. So I had to. Dean told me I had to.
I have a message for you. Yeah, funny.
Yep, and yeah, that was cool. And Donnie was just hanging around backstage. He was hanging on in Video Village, just waiting around. He was gonna go on at some point. He didn't care.
Yeah, just point him. He's been around so long. It was like, just point me in the direction you want me to go and tell me what you. I'll do it. Just tell me. Get me started. I'll take it. Just let me run. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice guy too. Yeah,
I only got fired once from teleprompter. Yeah, I know.
by which company or whatever.
I was it was my own demise. It was self-inflicted because I made a mistake on transferring from rehearsal room to my computer. I made a mistake and I lost a buttload of edits that I had done. And my stagehand trucker voice said, "Oh fuck," and the client, not the account executive, but the client was there. Oh no, the client and the account. My immediate boss's boss was there because it was a new client. So they both heard it and said, "No, he got to go." They were both women. And I said, oh, man. I understood because, you know, both of them, when you have a new client for your production company, you tippy-toe when you try to, you know, make sure that everything is perfect and everything is copacetic. And having a stagehand, you know, fuck, didn't work.
No, didn't like that, huh? Didn't fit into their company formula thing.
Yeah. Class it up.
Yeah. Fornicate it.
Yeah, that didn't even happen. No. Yeah.
We've
So
got about 5 minutes on this episode. Did you want to wrap it up here in the next 5 minutes, or did you have another episode so I know where to hit the stops and starts on this thing? If you have more, we'll do another episode. If not, then
no, I think I'm pretty much done.
okay.
Yeah,
So
end
for
with
next
my
episode-
fuck story.
That's yeah. Which is, a good one to stop on.
I'm a
yes.
stagehand.
Any other just quick memories? Because like I said, we've got literally on this thing we've got 5 minutes exactly.
I didn't mention my second husband, except in passing.
The Enterper,
Yep.
is he still working as a stagehand in that, or retired too, or
He's retired. He went out on disability. He
Okay.
fell off a ladder doing a Will Smith movie. Fell 12 feet and basically broke his neck, broke his ribs. I nursed him back to health. He was in Cedars-Sinai for 8 days, and Sony Pictures put me up at a lovely little boutique hotel in the neighborhood. They paid for everything. The only downside of that was, for one, I forgot to ask anybody to take care of my bird, and the bird died of starvation or dehydration, and because nobody paid attention. Yeah,
What kind of bird?
a cockatiel.
Oh, cockatiel. Okay. Which is different than a cockatoo. Cockatoo's much bigger. So.
Oh yes, oh yes. But there's some guilt left, residual guilt.
Yeah, I can tell.
Well, really, well,
Sorry, bird.
Greg's boss was the one who called me and said, Greg's in Cedar Sinai. He got hauled off because he fell off a ladder. And
The hubby's important. The bird is a second, third, fourth down the line, whatever.
yeah. I asked somebody to take care of the cat, but forgot about the bird. Anyway, yeah, 8 days in Cedar Sinai, and I should have encouraged him to sue big time, but he ended up getting a settlement out of it and going on disability because he got pretty messed up.
That's too bad.
Yeah, and then just a year later, I think, was when he decided he wanted to have an affair. So that ended that situation.
Write that one off.
Yep. But his daughter was very encouraging and saying, "Well, you lasted more than his other 3 wives."
Well, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and then I retired. I retired in 2019, just before the pandemic hit and shut everything down.
Now you're retired and you're helping out this husband. Good for you.
Yep, I am an assistant office manager, proofreader. I used to go with him on all the inspections, and that's kind of how I learned the lingo and I learned what these pictures mean. And now we've gotten my son working with it, and he is also doing home inspections. So if anybody's selling a house, hey, maybe we could be your sponsor. It could be KK Home Inspections.
I would love that, but I'll be honest with you up front. I have less than 100 followers. And it's,
Well, we'll try
it's
to
all
change
the
it.
people you and I know. It's all 720 stagehands.
So they all
And
know
they're
that
all retired.
yeah, they're not buying houses.
And that's the whole point of this is getting all the, getting people our age and older, their stories before something happens and we lose them. So,
Yeah.
and that's been the biggest push on this for me is trying to get as many stories from so many people. So, we don't want to lose the history. That's what the whole point of this
Yeah.
is. So,
And especially, I appreciate that you have courted, not really courted, but gotten women's stories. Because the women that came in the 70s and early 80s were really pioneers. We're breaking into a predominantly male union, except for wardrobe, and wardrobe was getting paid much less than stagehands for decades. And so women in Craft One, there you go. We were the pioneers. We opened the doors for so many women. And my one regret would be that I never got the chance to go on the road. I was never a roadie, except
Yeah.
for teleprompter, but that wasn't really roadie.
well, neither have I. And, I look back and I go, I don't think I really wanted to either.
I think I did, but maybe for a minute.
Your sales thing, you had did the sales. You went all over the place doing sales. So you kind of did some road stuff there. And it's like, okay, let's take this to a different level of road stuff, Me, I was like, I'm pretty content, working a mile or two away from the house I live in
Yeah.
and not having to, worry too much about everything else. So,
I'm comfortable.
yeah, it's comfortable enough, even though our business is not really based on comfort. It's
No.
based on how much can you endure. Can you stay up for 4 days at a time?
Maybe.
I don't know. Let me try. I've done 3,
I think my longest was 42 hours.
Yeah, our business is insane. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. So okay. Just Kay. Thanks. Good seeing you again. I was so happy to see you and finally figured out who you were after a few minutes there.
That's why it's just K.
Just Kay now. So I'd appreciate you. And folks, we're going to be doing more. I've got more lined up for next month, and the site keeps getting filled up. More and more people getting their stories preserved for I don't know how many years, 100 years, 50. I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know how long as YouTube sticks around.
Once it goes on the internet, it never goes away.
So hopefully that's true, and it stays there, and the stories are there to be shared and looked at by people who want to be stagehands or whatever forever. So anyhow, thanks again, Kay.
You're welcome.
I'm glad to see and be with you again.
Thanks for asking.
Hey, you're welcome. And with that,
You're listening to It's Showtime, the Craig L. Hayes Show.